Hello and welcome to AIL TV. I'm a man called Jay. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Sudan. But before we get to that point, I want to say this. It seems that African lives do not matter. So, let us proceed. And this is Sudan. In April 2023, war erupted between the two generals. Now, for many people do not understand why the two generals from the same country fighting each other. So you have to ask yourself, are these two generals fighting for the people of Sudan, or they're fighting for their own gains? I mean power. So as you can see, Sudan is a very big country. But right now, the point what I'm speaking right now, 9,000 people killed and another 5.6 million forced to flee their homes. As we speak, they're either in Chad or near the border, Ethiopian border. And some of those who have got no chance to escape, they're dying. Hence, the number of 9,000 people killed. So we have actually to ask ourselves, even if you were to fight for power, if you are fighting for power and people are dying, whom are you going to rule? What will you be left with? So, let us proceed. Now, these two generals, they were allies when they were fighting the militia from Darfur, the militia called Janjaweed. General Hemeti, now the commander of RSF, and General Burhan, the commander of the Sudanese army, they were together fighting this militia group called Janjaweed. They succeeded. They were included in the army, in the government of Bashir. Bashir was overthrown. Now they've started again fighting among themselves. You have to ask yourself, why are they fighting? And I've spoken to many Sudanese friends of mine. To be honest with you, I don't get a clear answer. Now, this is what it disturbs me so much. We are in 2023, but all we think about is grab power, rule the people, brutalize them, so that their human lives doesn't matter. That's how it looks to me. You have really to ask yourself this question. Why is this still happening in Africa today? Anyway, let us move on. In Sudanese war, it is clear that there are factions, or there are third-party organizations or even countries which are supporting General Burhan, and on the other side is supporting General Hemeti, including supplying them arms. Yeah, to fight. Go and kill your own people. We will give you guns. We will give you money. But what is this? Why is that happening today in Africa? Here you can actually see clearly General Burhan is with Mohammed bin Salman, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He was there to attend the peace talks, which was coordinated by the United States. General Hemeti, however, did not turn up because probably he does not see what is the point. All he wants to carry on fighting. So, now this one is going to take me to the point of the African. Oh, no. Before we get to the African Union point, I just want to show you these are the images showing women and children fleeing Sudan. And this one is at the border between Chad and Sudan. And this one here is in Kassala. Let me hope that I'm pronouncing the name properly. This is a refugee camp which has been there for a long time, probably maybe 60 years or more. Now, it contains children, women from Tigray and Sudan itself. So, people are dying. Many are suffering for no reason. Let us move on. Now, this brings me to the African Union. The African Union is an organization that everybody knows. It was started to take care of African affairs, whether it is conflict, whether it is war, whether it is famine, whether it is steering Africa to 21st century. But it seems the African Union has got no role to play whatsoever. No role to play whatsoever. You have to ask yourself, if this organization was strong enough or credible enough, African leaders should not be going to other countries to seek mediation. Imagine you've got America interfering in African affairs. You have got countries from the Middle East doing exactly the same, meddling in African affairs. Of course, we all support to have to collaborate with other countries, but you collaborate with other countries in terms of progress. From the information that I have read, it looks like somewhere between the UAE or let's say the Emirates, they are supporting Hemeti, giving him money to buy weapons and other things just to keep on fighting. Why should they do that? Instead, why can't they actually say, well, look, fighting is no good. We will give you the money to push your country ahead. As you know, Sudan is really suffering in so many ways. Yeah. You've got famine. You've got climate change also coming in and disturbing Sudan. So you can actually see this is why sometimes I feel that the African Union, they need to think their position, because we as Africans, we have got nowhere else to go. So if we cannot solve our own problems, I do not think anyone else will solve those problems for us. Let us move on. General Burhan, commander of Sudanese army, and General Hemeti of RSF, what are they fighting for? I would like to see that all Africans from around the globe, we come together as we are seeing people how they're getting together for Palestine and some are for Israel. So you can imagine if we could actually show solidarity, that we want people We want people of Sudan to live a normal life. I'm sure that small action could send a message to these two guys who are just fighting for their own gains. I really do not believe. Sometimes it pains me so much. Yes, I know I am not from Sudan, but as far as that country is in Africa, and I am an African, I really feel disturbed by the situation which is going on in Sudan. So, what am I saying? If you are out there and you are watching this video, give me a shout at Africans in London TV1 at gmail.com, or you can call me 075 7275 2456. Come to the program. Let us discuss. We know we are not going to change so much, but at least if we can get to discuss these issues, we as Africans, so we get to understand each other, that will really, it will make a small change, not big. The only problem that we have, we as Africans, we have got this thing that, we have got I don't care attitude. So people are dying in Sudan, people are dying in Ethiopia, people are dying in Cameroon. If you are not Cameroonian, it doesn't matter. If you are not Sudanese, it doesn't matter. If you are not Ethiopian, well, let them die because they're Ethiopians. But at least we should get together and say, well, look, please, let us also galvanize ourselves. Let us come out with full force. Let us go onto the streets. Because these days with social media, you can reach a lot of people. If those two generals see that their actions are criminal actions, and they are not acceptable to any, no matter which way you look at it, they're not acceptable. Then another problem what we have here, which I want really to mention, and if you're watching, probably you will agree with me. We people, the Africans in the diaspora, we like to sing this song, diaspora, diaspora, diaspora. What does diaspora mean to you? Yeah? So, the African in the diaspora from Sudan, from South Africa, from Cape Verde, from Zambia, from whatever, why can't we actually get together and show solidarity? Because when something bad happens to any one of you, you will be the very first person to say, oh, come and help us. And do you know where we look to? We look to the West always. We will say, UK, come and help. We will say, America, come and help. America and UK, they are the very people, they are the very country which are causing problems on the soil, on the African continent. Some people might not agree with me, but that's it. I have said it. If someone wants to get angry, fine. But that's what it is. So, Africans, we as Africans, now let us stop singing the diaspora song. Let us actually act on it. A couple of years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, Sudan has been, there are some Sudanese, I think they have been fighting, but probably the support they need is not all that there. They have been on streets here in London, some of which I have been, to record and document their struggles. So I am going to leave you with one of the demonstrations which happened 2021. And by that time, we actually thought, okay, Bashir is gone, maybe things will change. Civilian rule came in, And everybody was happy. We had hope that things now will change for the Sudanese people. In fact, not for Sudanese only, for the entire African continent. We are connected, even though it seems that we are far apart. You think about that. Next time, I will go into that. So for now, let me leave you the Sudanese at Downing Street.
You can see those thousands of Sudanese people from all the city in UK coming to demonstrate in front of Downing Street, demanding the UK government to act to help to stop the killing. What we're demanding now from the UK government to put a pressure on the military leader who done the coup against civilian government and return to the constitution, to the transitional constitution agreement.
The future of Sudan is very uncertain with what's happening at the moment. Obviously, the military coup and the democratic government of Sudan is in the verge of non-existent. We would like to see young Sudanese people have opportunities, have future in Sudan. We would like us as migrants, we would like to go back to Sudan. We would like a country that we can go back to.
We're here for civilian rule for Sudan. Please, 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 pay attention to Sudan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اليوم جينا للمشاركة في مظاهرات 30 أكتوبر في لندن هنا أمام مجلس الوزراء البريطاني لإرسال رسالة واحدة مفادها لا للانقلاب العسكري، لا لتغويض النظام المدني، الحكومة المدنية الديمقراطية. نحن ندعم حكومة الدكتور حمدوك، الحكومة الانتقالية في السودان، ونحن نعمل باجتهاد كبير من أجل عودة النظام الحكم المدني. كل السودانيين هنا زي ما شايفين، كل السودانيين في لندن هنا جو من كل الاتجاهات، وفي ناس جو من مدن مختلفة، جو من إكسفورد، جو من كارديف، جو من كل المدن في بريطانيا عشان يعلنوا رسالة واحدة إنه لا للحكم العسكري ويجب إسقاط نظام البرهان الانقلابي. شكرا جزيلا.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We're here in London protesting the military coup in Sudan. And as a Sudanese youth, I'm praying for a future where we're not constantly living with the mistakes of the people that came before us and oppressed our people. We want a civilian government and we want freedom and we want a new future to be able to rebuild our country after the oppressors have destroyed it.
We're demanding Sudanese here in London, in Manchester, in the US, in Egypt, everywhere. We demand justice. Like, it's not fair what's happening in Sudan, and we're not allowing it to stand. And we'll continue to fight until the end.
Okay, we are here once more because we can't stand our country being ruled by dictatorship once more, again and again and again. We're not over, we're not going to leave until we get democracy. We want democracy, we will achieve democracy.
The whole issue of Sudan is a governance issue. As you know, Sudan has been crippled by so many military coups in its modern history. As long as we unite to establish civil governments, democracy, and national unity, we will be able not only to progress Sudan, as I said, but also to help other African nations around in the area.
This is just showing you, will tell you what is the future of Sudan. These people are here to support democracy, to support civilian government in Sudan. And there is millions of them around Sudan and around the world.
We want to build a new democracy in Africa to be number one.